difficult days when there was the ideological war between the PNP and the JLP, when the fight, the virtual civil war between Labour and PNP, Siaga and Michael. What was the role of Hugh Shearer at that time?
I tell you, based on what I know,
Yes.
and I'm sure many people will object that I say it, or object that I don't know what I'm talking about. I can tell you that Hugh Lawson Shearer was the go-between between Edward Siaga and Michael Manley, and had a lot of things settled before you know about it. Because the war would never stop if the PNP is under Michael charismatic leader presentation of how the wicked and kickers, and you don't have to tell them to kill them, you know. The JLP would never be the other side either. But when that go between, that saddle, that you can ride 1 foot over here, 1 foot over here, and can say, listen, this is what's coming.
Yeah, they held it together.
When I was in the state of emergency, we were at a meeting in Montego Bay, right?
Yes.
And we got a letter.
This was June 76.
Right, got a letter. The Prime Minister, the leader of the opposition, got a letter from the Prime Minister.
Opposition leader Edward Siaga
Siaga.
got a letter from Prime Minister Michael Manley.
Right.
Uh-huh.
That effective immediately, at such and such a time, to the state of emergency. And after that, I see Shearer get up out of the meeting.
Yes.
And I touch Errol.
And Errol Anderson.
Yes, who was my friend, and we sit together.
Yes.
And I know that he went and called Michael Manley.
Shearer went and called Michael.
Of course.
But then they locked you up shortly after that.
Well, you will have to hear a little of that. They picked up by helicopter Pat Stevens, that 3 of them from Montego Bay. And
Where in Montego Bay were you meeting?
We were meeting in Montego Bay at one of the hotels there. And the letter was carried in by helicopter and given to Edward Siaga. And he read it and then read it to us. And the meeting mashed up. Everybody said, because we don't know the state of emergency, what is this? And I watched Shearer, and I am not being unkind to him, because when they're gone with Pat Stevens and 2 or 3 other guys, everybody look at me and say, Pearnel, are you next? And him touch me and say, take it easy now, you. How did he know that?
Shearer told you that?
Yeah. And I took flight the evening by myself through Trelawney, right, in my car. I remember when I reached a corner in Trelawney, a bat knocked the windshield, my heart. And I went to Orcharius, where I went to Monique and slept at my mother's house.
Yes.
And listened to all of the other things, right? And Shearer said to me, cool your foot, and not coming for you, because everybody says me. How did he know? I know he made a call. I know if he, I won't say call Michael. You understand? But I say cool your foot. But me still back way because me not trust him, right?
But why you felt it was going to be you next?
Well, Babsy Grange, we went to meet him Monday night at Belmont Road, and I noticed a car was following me because I took a one-way street, and when I was coming out back, I saw the same car, and I stopped and I see a woman in the front with a newspaper, and she have it to cover her face like reading, and I said, Miss, don't make them mislead you. I know you're following me, and I move out. And I went to the pharmacy in Halfway Tree. And Babsy was there. Babsy said, Pearnel.
York Pharmacy?
York Pharmacy. Babsy come over and said, Pearnel, they're coming for you tomorrow night. How you know, Babsy? They just take it from me. Well, they didn't come for me. They come for Babsy. And they carry Babsy in. But the first or second day. Then they came to my house for me. And when they took me, they didn't carry me to detention. They carried me to halfway tree and charged me for a whole heap of something. I'm going through them now. But when they took me upstairs to put me in the prison, the thing was overflowing. And they put me, so I must go in face. And then take the iron gate, push me in at the rest of man them.
So the lockup was full.
Full. Not only full. Some men were on the ground, lying down on the ground. And you know what all was there? Urine.
Oh.
And the man who was in charge said to me, I was a senator then. He said, Senator, when them gone, I'm going to take you out. But when them coming back, I have to put you in. Because it's full, you know. You see, iron gate hold me, you know. And them take me out and put me in the corner. It's the first I ever sleep, stand up straight. I put one shoulder against that corner, one against this, and I go in and stand up and sleep. And then touch me and say, they're coming back and throw me in. And probably about 3 o'clock, the man come back and say, Mr. Shearer, beg Michael to take you out. And so we carry you go to Upper Camp.
Shearer,
Yeah.
beg Michael.
You hear what I'm trying to tell you? That Hugh Lawson Shearer had a relationship with Michael Manley and Portia. That he was the medium of stability. You know? In fact, when they came for me up at my house, the police said to me, he's waiting on Mr. Shearer to come up here. And he said he wait an hour. He knock a gate and said, listen, we can't wait on him any longer. You have to come with us. And they took me and charged me and put me in the prison there. And when they took me the morning,
That is at Halfway Tree.
Harbour Tree, and when they took me to Upper Camp, I walk in and see a big policeman who I knew very well. So I say, Mr. Matthews. That's not his name. The man he don't even look at me. So I say, Matthews, what happened? Him don't look at me. He turn around and say, take your clothes off. And then take off my clothes and then weigh me.
Where'd you?
What do you mean? They weigh me, say how heavy I am. And
But this was 1976.
This is 76.
So you were 40 years old,
Yes,
having been born 1936.
yes. And they carry me and put me into a house by myself. Babsy later told me that she was in that room and they took her out, put to another one and put me in that so that them can see me close.
A house? Where?
Upper Camp, man, rooms were rooms. There were several of us.
Yeah.
You know, I remember Earl Spencer.
Earl Spencer, yes.
Earl Spencer was in the room next to me when we were able to read, because my wife gave me a book, you know, and them take it away.
Did they physically hit you?
No, I was never physically abused by the police or any soldier. All that you hear is lie. The only abuse I had was when, a few months after I discovered that they had 5 women in one big room and a big bucket. And the bucket never even have cover. And I raised hell, man. I call a strike up in there.
At Upper Camp.
Yeah. And
What
then,
do you mean you call a strike?
well,
What do you do?
my mouth. The mouth. I make noise. And we find something for campaign on.
Yes.
And you have 5 women with a big bucket. I'm about that woman, all that sitting period and all of this. No, no. And them say, hold him. And then put me in a room by myself and say, for the next 8 days, you'll get a few slices of bread and a glass of water. And them hold me for 8 days and bread and water. I may never complain because I lose 8 pounds and I'm glad it was too heavy. Let me tell you something. They couldn't break me. The morning after they took me there, 2 detectives came. I can tell you them, they're dead now. Two of them dead. And they said, we have a paper here. It's written up. All you have to do is sign it, and we will carry you with us back out of here. So I said, give me an idea what it said. He said that you have seen Edward Seaga distributing guns. I said, sir, my mother, who is a Seventh-day Adventist, is still alive. You think that I am going to tell Lion Eddie Seaga, who make me, that I see him giving out gun when I never see him? Me nah sign nothing. And them say, okay, you can stay, Mr. Charles. Piff, you don't know this, I'm going to tell you, first time you're going here. I went in on the 3rd day.
Of?
Everybody who went in before me came out 6 months. Everybody who went in little after me came out 6 months. I never, in 9 months, they put me on the house arrest. After, from the time to 9 months, 8 months, put me on house arrest.
So why did they detain you, Pearnel?
Eh?
Why did they detain you?
Why they detain me?
Yes.
You don't hear. The man carry a letter written up to say that I am in West Kingston. See, I'm a bad boy, you know. You think I'm a little easy boy. Right? And that you and Seaga and mash up and this and that.
That was when you were a councillor?
I was a senator and a councillor
In Denham Town, or?
in Denham Town.
Yes.
Because, I see, Edward Seaga asked Shearer to make me a senator, you know. Follow me?
So the question a lot of people
Yeah.
will be asking.
Yes. What?
You were a bad boy. You did things that were beyond the law, didn't you?
Well, put it this way.
You broke the law.
Let me tell you something, Cliff. I want you to believe me is, I have never given a gun to anybody to shoot anybody. Never. My mother would turn in her grave if she knew that I do that, and I would never.
Okay, well, what else did you do?
Well, I led a march from Halfway Tree up to up to Jamaica House. Winston Spaulding's, Vaz, all of us, and we didn't pray for them. You understand?
You'd a Chuck Badness. You were one of the generals of the streets.
Well,
You were one of the chief organizers who made life difficult for the Michael Manley government.
well,
Yes or
if you
no?
say yes, if you say yes, I will say yes too.
You made life difficult for
Well,
the government.
That was my job. My job was to defend the Labour Party and to defend the people. And I did that without breaking certain rules. You understand what I'm saying? I don't kill nobody. I don't encourage nobody to kill nobody. I've heard of people who die on both sides. And I said, Lord have mercy. You understand? And a man came to me and in detention, you should hear this. A guy said to me, Charles, you know, you're a guzo man.
Guzo?
What do you mean guzo man? You said a ring, why you wear that?
This ring?
Yeah.
This was the ring?
Yeah.
Oh?
This is a ring which says that I was a graduate of the New York University.
Oh.
City College of New York.
But they interpreted this as a guard ring.
Well, him said to me, this is a ring why you wear there. You think I went out to there, come for you and can't find you? And he said to me, I came to you with a gun. And when I pointed at you, I see you pointing one at me. And I run. Now, that's a lie. Because I wouldn't be that stupid for go in a crowd, go point gun at man.
Yes.